is KGW News at noon.
I'm more than frustrated and disappointed. I am angry. This happened to Alaska Airlines. It happened to our guests. It happened to our people.
That is Alaska Airlines CEO Ben Minicucci expressing frustration at Boeing after he says the airline found many loose bolts on its MAX 9 planes after that door plug blew out mid-flight over Portland earlier this month. Thank you for joining us here at noon. I'm Christine Pitawanich. Our top story today, Boeing's CEO David Calhoun is on Capitol Hill to meet with lawmakers about recent issues surrounding the company's 737 MAX 9 planes. Calhoun told NBC News passengers should feel safe flying in Boeing's planes, despite the recent close call with the door plug on Alaska Flight 1282. Right now, the NTSB is investigating whether the plug was ever installed properly. Minicucci, meantime, who began his career as an engineer, thinks the problem lies in the assembly process.
There's no doubt that Alaska received an airplane off the production line with a faulty door.
And it could have cost your passengers their lives.
Exactly.
Meantime, the Seattle Times is reporting Boeing mechanics took the door plug on Alaska 1282 off for repair, but reinstalled it incorrectly. That's according to a source familiar with the work. Add to that, the FAA now investigating another Boeing plane after the front wheel on the landing gear of a Delta Airlines 757 jet fell off yesterday in Atlanta. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Stay with us for continuing developments. Back closer to home, North Rosa Parks Way from North Denver Avenue to North Campbell has reopened after a deadly crash just after 4:30 this morning. Portland police have not said yet what caused it, but investigators say the man driving the car died at the scene. And Portland police say 2 officers have now been released from the hospital after a car crashed into them around 11 o'clock last night. It happened on I-205 near Southeast Market Street. Investigators say a police vehicle was blocking a lane on 205 so that a tow truck could load up a car when another car crashed into them. Police say the driver, 48-year-old Brent Bussell, was booked into jail for DUI and reckless driving. Before we get to Chris, here is a live look from our Wells Fargo Skycam looking out across a beautiful Rose City. A bit gray out there, and you can see 1 or 2 raindrops left over from this morning's showers. Chris, I know a bit of clearing at least before I stepped into the studio here for the noon newscast, but a little more rain on the way.
You know what you don't see on that camera? Snow.
Yes.
When we drove by downtown on this weekend, Waterfront Park, and especially down near where the boats dock there, for some of the festivals, just south of the Hawthorne Bridge, sheet of ice. Gone, right? Okay, to Christine's point, we have picked up a fair amount of rain already today, 0.44 inches at PDX, more than double that in Astoria. That's just since midnight, right? There is more where that came from. So yeah, definitely a wet go of it so far today. And it's been a wet month. Check this out. Portland is now up at over 7 inches for the month of January, and we still have another 8 days to go, 7 days to go. This is what Futurecast is showing us through January 31st. Maybe upwards of another 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. That would put us into some rare air in terms of rain in January. All right, right now we are getting a little break over downtown. There are some showers out towards Troutdale. Big perspective here showing streaks of showers now racing through the Coast Range, and those will continue to push on off to the north and east as the day rolls on. That said, not only is there the chance of showers, but the Storm Prediction Center identifies a good chunk of western Oregon in at least the slight threat for some thunder showers later today. It's 47 at the airport. Elsewhere, though, we are in the 50s. It's 58 in Sherwood, 51 in Wilsonville, 54 in Salem. The plan for the rest of the day, scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder with temperatures remaining generally in the low 50s. A wet day tomorrow, a wet day Friday, and then maybe some record warmth in my 7-day forecast. How about that? More on that in just a bit.
Sounds great to me. Thanks, Chris. Later today, Portland Public Schools officials will be expected to announce a relocation plan that'll impact hundreds of students from 2 different schools. Officials sent a letter last night to parents with kids who go to Markham Elementary and Robert Gray Middle School. The letter says students will relocate to other schools in the district because repairs related to the recent winter storms could take several more weeks. The district also says it'll try to keep students as close to home as possible. We spoke to parents who were frustrated frustrated about the initial plan to have kids move to virtual learning.
It's not equitable. If other students are receiving in-person instruction, a Chromebook is not enough.
I think if they can get back in person, that will be the best case scenario.
At this point, it's unclear where exactly students will go or how soon the relocation will happen. But those details, again, expected a little later today. A local nonprofit hopes Portland Public Schools will sell its building in North Portland in order to help rebuild the city's Albina neighborhood. The area we're talking about is just north of the Rose Quarter in Portland. Decades ago, construction of I-5, the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, and Portland Schools headquarters displaced hundreds of Black families. Now, a nonprofit wants to buy the office from the district and in its place put in more housing.
This used to be an area that very much resembled the city grid that Portland's famous for, right? Small blocks, walkable, green space everywhere, single-family residential homes. So we can't recreate exactly what was here, but we can start to think innovatively about what could be here and who should be benefiting from the stuff that gets built in the center city.
The nonprofit Albina Vision Trust tried to convince the district to sell the building during yesterday's school board meeting. They say keeping the building will cost the district millions in deferred maintenance and other upgrades. We'll keep you updated on any developments.
You know, and there's a lot of guys just facing ruin.
That man is talking about the crab fisherman in Ilwaco, Washington, who lost everything in that devastating fire on Monday. In an effort to help, the Ilwaco Tuna Club is fundraising to pay for new crab pots and gear to support the families impacted. As of this morning, the Sport Fishing Club raised more than $50,000, smashing their initial goal of $10,000.
The crab season is where they make the most money, and that is like literally less than a week away. And to have their ability to like support their families for the year, basically, getting burned up on that dock was brutal.
Their new goal is now $100,000. You can help by donating to their GoFundMe page, or you can also make a donation at Bank of the Pacific in Long Beach. A jury has awarded 9 more people $85 million in a lawsuit against utility provider PacifiCorp. This is one of several lawsuits related to Oregon's 2020 Labor Day wildfires. PacifiCorp was already found liable for damages last June for failing to cut power to its lines despite warnings from fire officials. Payouts are piling up for PacifiCorp. The company was already ordered to pay $90 million. Then yesterday's ruling means $85 million more. And in the next few months, more rulings are expected. Now to a new KGW investigative report on a deadly road rage shooting in downtown Portland that happened in the middle of the day back in October. KGW's Kyle Aboshi got access to security footage showing what led up to the shooting.
What's the address of your emergency?
It was right by Jake's. I had somebody like road rage me and come out of their car and start hitting my window. I shot him. And then somebody else was like pointing something at me. I shot at them too.
Okay. So you're the shooter? You're the one who shot him?
Yes.
On Wednesday afternoon, October 11th, a man calls 911, reporting he'd shot 2 people in broad daylight in busy downtown Portland. The man, Jeffrey Hammond, claims the shooting was self-defense. The 47-year-old is charged with murder in the second degree. So, what happened? Using never-before-seen security camera footage, cell phone video, 911 calls, court records, and police interviews, KGW reconstructed the deadly shooting.
That is just a small excerpt of the investigation. The full story is up right now on our YouTube channel. But a warning, the full video includes sounds and video of the shootings. Hammond's lawyers say he acted in self-defense. He's scheduled to go to trial in August.